This is my beloved Son, listen to him. The transfiguration of the Lord, 6th of August, reflection. Mountain is a place where we experience the presence of God, my dear friends. Jehovah Shammah we call, the true presence. From the olden days, the salvation history, we find how people went into the presence of the Lord on a mountain. And today it is strange that Jesus took with him Peter, James and John alone, because they are chosen, they have a special mission. Peter is our first pope, is the leader. John is the only disciple, beloved disciple, and he's the only one who is not persecuted. And James is the first to kill among the disciples. So the first to go to heaven and the last to go to heaven, and Peter the leader. So they all represent the whole community, isn't it? So Jesus took them for this new experience. And only 3 of them, with a purpose, with a clear purpose. Because they were taken to the Garden of Gethsemane, where they saw how he suffered terribly, spiritually, mentally, psychologically. So they saw that. So in the presence of God, in deep prayer, his clothes became radiant, intensely white as no one on earth could bleach them. So it's a sign of purity, glory, Shekinah we call that. And a cloud covered them. So that's the mystical aspect of prayer. And in the prayer, if you are not in the spirit, you will speak nonsense. As Peter wanted to stay in that comfort zone and said, Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents. One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. So that's what he thought. Because the word says, for he did not know what to say. That's exactly why. He didn't know what to say. So the prayer sometimes can become a comfort zone, where you always want to feel the presence, isn't it? The prayer has to be more than that. So it has to be very concrete, down to earth. You can't just loaf about, float in your prayer. Kind of spiritual ecstasy, isn't it? It has to be something more than that. Of course, as a gift, you might experience that presence, that Tabor presence, Tabor experience. But then, St. Luke beautifully says, though we read the Gospel of Mark today, in Luke chapter 9, verse 31, here it is said Elijah and Moses, they were talking with Jesus. What they were talking, St. Luke says that they were talking about the agony, the suffering that he's about to experience in Jerusalem. So prayer is a place where you experience the calling. Why you are called. I mean, it should not be a comfort zone. Prayer is a place where you are challenged. Moses represents the law in the past. Elijah represents all the prophecies. So law, prophets are the whole of the Old Testament. So word of God is one of the main things in the prayer, in your prayer. That's exactly where the Lord spoke to them. Because Jesus wanted the real meaning of his suffering. There are 2 mountains. Mountain of Tabor and mountain of Calvary. Mount Tabor, Mount Calvary. So these are connected, isn't it? So clearly connected. In Calvary, Jesus was talking to two thieves. And Tabor, with Elijah and Moses. And in Calvary, Jesus' face was deformed. In Tabor, his face was shining as if Moses' face was shining in Mount Sinai. My dear friends, so it's a deep prayerful experience where the Lord is asking them, this is my beloved Son, listen to him. So prayer mountain should be a place where you listen more than you jabbering, you lisping, you talking. It's a high time where you open your spiritual ear and listen to the word carefully. My dear friends, so it's important, isn't it? So this experience comes very handy in St. Peter's life. That's exactly where we read in the second reading. But we were eyewitnesses of his majesty. For when he received honor and glory from God the Father, and the voice was borne to him by the majestic glory, this is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. We ourselves heard this very voice born from heaven, for we were with him on the holy mountain. And we have the prophetic word more fully confirmed, to which you will do well to pay attention as to a lamp shining in the dark place. So Peter experienced this when he saw the glory of Jesus, that he is the beloved Son. You have to understand this word beloved. Beloved, which means the true meaning that you are called to suffer. Beloved Son and suffering servant are closely connected. So Jesus got this calling to suffer. And if you want to suffer properly, you must experience, you must know this suffering is connected to Shekinah, the glory of God. Without the glory, there is no meaning of suffering. Without suffering, there is no glory. This is exactly why the Lord is teaching them this theory. You have to climb the Mount Tabor. Then only you will find the meaning in my Mount Calvary. So you know that I suffer with a reason. I suffer with a purpose. There is a glory, there is honor waiting for you. But then they had to come down from that Tabor. When they were coming down, they only saw Jesus. And they no longer saw anyone with them but Jesus only. So Jesus is saying, don't tell no one. Jesus, he charged them to tell no one what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. Because you can't just hold on to Tabor, greedily wait there without having that comfort zone close to your heart. No, you have to climb down. Only with Jesus. That you have to climb the Mount Calvary. Having the foretaste of the glory of God, the Tabor, my dear friends. Think about it. If you have never experienced Tabor in your prayer, you will never climb the Mount Calvary. So try to experience Tabor in your deep prayer with him, my dear friends. Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.